Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. And I have with me a very special guest, an artist who goes by the name Masha Filipovic.
Yeah,
This is a
correct.
good, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I got it right.
yeah,
Um,
with that shirt on the
yeah,
end. Perfect.
just a moment, just a moment. Yeah, yeah, okay, so so can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay, right now I'm 38 years old. I might look a little bit younger, but thanks to genetics. I live in Belgrade, Serbia, and I graduated from Academy of Drama Arts, dramaturgy department. So basically, I'm a writer. I write a lot of stuff, primarily for theater and television and film, but also all kinds of stuff, including, for example, manga scripts and things like that. I like to experiment. Um, but I don't know how much you guys are familiar with the situation in Serbia. It is tough. It has always been tough since I know. So always some economical problems, political and things like that. So it is not easy for anyone, for artists especially. So due to that, I had to work a lot of different jobs completely out of my profession in my area and completely out of my area. But I try to look at that for a writer that is kind of good experience, because you get all those different kind of knowledge and perspectives. So I gathered quite a lot of that. Yes.
Yeah, so thank you very much for talking with me. And I think we'll start from your screenwriting career. When did
Okay.
you when did you first wanted to become a writer? Have you read books throughout your?
Well, you wouldn't believe, but since I was like 5 years old, since I learned how to write letters, I started writing little poems and things like that. And when people would ask me what I want to be when I grow up, I had two answers: detective or writer. So I
Detective?
became, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
So I became writer, but true crime is still my passion. So I'm
Yeah, me too.
I would
Yeah, I like to see the CSI, the Criminal Minds
yeah,
shows,
yeah,
if you know.
yeah, lots of
It's
stuff.
addictive,
So
yeah.
it is interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
makes
I like,
your mind going.
yes, often wondered what are the limits of the mind, the human mind, the brain, what it can do.
Well, that is interesting and scary to think about, and
Yes.
especially it was this one series uh, which is particularly dealing with that kind of question: is it the killer born or made? Are some people born psychopaths? So it is very, very interesting topic, very much.
Yes, nature versus nurture. We call it in
Exactly,
yeah, in the
exactly,
professional
exactly,
language. Yeah, the
exactly
jargon.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about what are your interests in art? What is your intention in creating art? And who is the art meant for?
Uh, okay, that is really huge topic. I'll try to wrap it up a little bit. My primary goal is to give something to people. like to give some message or some empathy or some piece of advice if I think that I have something smart to say, because I know how I grew up and how some different kinds of art, like it doesn't have to be necessarily literature, it can be music, it can be film, it can be painting, anything. Some of those things really influenced me, and when I read some books, for example, I felt like, wow, someone is feeling like me. I'm not alone in this world. So that is kind of feeling that I would like if I can give somebody.
Mm. Yeah, art is considered, or artists rather, are considered very self-centric in many circles.
Well, some of them are, many, unfortunately, especially actors, because I studied along with actors and directors and things like that, but writers also. But I always wanted to point out that I didn't start that to become famous. I didn't start that to be popular in magazines or something like that. I started because it is my calling and I couldn't do anything else. I knew when I was about to choose my faculty that it wouldn't be easy. I was aware of that. Even then, when I was 18, but I just couldn't help myself. I had to do that. And I'm glad. And I had a lot of bumps on the road and difficulties. But if I had to choose again, I would do the same. So it is just something that, you know, uh, if I write since I was 5, that is now over 30 years of writing, and that is like my niche.
So thank you for that. It's very enlightening, because I also have feelings that art is very constricted, and it is in the hands of the academia or the media. It's not in the hands of regular people.
Yeah,
It's not
unfortunately,
accessible. Yeah.
unfortunately, and actually, regular people need it more. For example, in Serbia, lots of people just watch reality shows and things like that because it is for free. They don't have money to go to theater or to some exhibition or something, and that is really sad because a lot of people would if they had the opportunity. But you know, and then that circle starts with a easy fun reality shows, and people's minds start shrinking, and we have completely other kind of generation.
Yeah, it's the generation born out of the social media, about the technological technocracy. We
Yeah,
live in a dictatorship that is run by machines and algorithms and AI, artificial intelligence learning and stuff like
yeah,
this. And people do not take responsibility for anything these days.
exactly,
And
exactly.
art is,
Everything is quick, just
yes,
move it.
art is just moving pictures in space. The written word doesn't have any meaning so much. It,
Yeah, people don't have the concentration anymore to have book in their hands and then to read. There is even the acronym TLDR, too long to read. It is like
yes,
absurd, you know.
and I agree. I agree. There are some books or pieces of music or movies that are just too long. It's not good. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is like some internet thing, which means that anything that is longer than 3 or 4 sentences is too long, you know. So
Yeah.
that is really not good. It is not heading in the right direction. No way, you know.
So you proclaim that you want to bring back the vivaciousness of maybe surrealistic art, or maybe trying to gather that avant-garde spirit that is lost in the
Yeah,
21st century. So can
yeah.
you expound on this claim?
Well, yeah. Well, I know that I'm a little bit of Don Quixote
Ah.
in that sense, but um, you see, we talked about technocracy and everything, so speedy, moving, and that is exactly the reason why I prefer East to the West. You know, that is why I'm infatuated with Japanese culture because they have that culture and that sense of taking a moment of,
Wakarimasu ka?
yeah, taking a moment, and if you read those books and look at those movies, those are not movies with a lot of, you know, fast running and shooting and
Yeah.
everything, but they have that moment. And I always felt that my personal nature is more inclined there, and also things that I create are like that, you know, focusing on some important things that might sometimes look understood or insignificant, but that then unraveling all those things. And that is my point to uh, one of my main points is that everybody has excuses, you know, for everything. It is like this, it is like that. And for most of the part, it is. I can agree with some of those. But I wanted to point out that not having the money uh, cannot stop you if you have true passion and if you have something to say. And it is not that Hollywood production which makes something impactful. Message is what makes something impactful. So I personally have this, let's say, experimental thing, project, where I work alone, all by myself, everything with zero budget. And I want to show people that not having money is not excuse. I mean, it would be better to have, you know, I could make a feature film, you know, with I have some scenarios that include casinos and clubs and stuff like that, but obviously without money, I cannot do that. But that doesn't mean that I cannot do something. And it is like, I don't know, I might lose this battle, but I will die trying.
Yeah, you will lose. Maybe you'll lose the battle and you win the war. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice, but I will die trying. I feel bad, like just sitting there and just moaning and, you know, well, everything is shitty, so I will be shitty too. Sorry, pardon my French.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not French. It's actually English.
it is, mais je veux en français aussi.
Yeah. Oh, merci beaucoup, Madame Filipovic.
Ça va.
Um, so, would you like to talk a little bit about specifically about projects you're working on, that you have worked on, that are meaningful and impactful to you, and you feel that they embody your spirit of change, of revolution, sort of
Yeah.
speaking?
Well, it was a lot. I finished my studies in, well, that is long ago, in 2005. And not long after that, I started to work on one really, really big series for National Broadcasting Company. And it was a really big project. People loved it. It was tough. It was hard, but it was our reality, real picture of everything that is going on, along with political issues, corruption, criminal, poverty, all kinds of stuff. Then afterwards, that goes well, and I got another big series to work on for the same company, which is like partially documentary and partially it is like mm, drama part. For it is called Forgotten Minds of Serbia. And it was very, I love to do that because there are lots of people who did really, really great things, but people, normal people, like 99% wouldn't know who they are, and wouldn't know what they did for this country, and also sometimes for the world. And that was like, I was honored to do that because it was bringing that message, bringing that people from the darkness out. And I felt that is very meaningful, and I was like, I liked to be part of that. And then it was a situation like that. Since I did these two big series, I was very young, out of faculty. I had chance to be temporarily employed there, but but then it was world crisis 2008.
Yeah,
Which is funny because I was like, I don't know what makes difference here. Here is crisis always like, this is nothing new for us, maybe for someone is. So they started firing people, not hiring, and then since then I worked a lot of stuff like all the time, all along. I write, I experiment and things like that. I had a few pieces on stage, in theaters. Also, I didn't mention that, but it was very, very dear time and nice time for me. Before I finished faculty, I had like my micro theater. I had one colleague, he was actor, and the two of us did everything. Like I wrote the piece, and then we would direct together, and I would act because besides writing, I have been dealing with acting for 10 years as well. So I had a little dilemma when I was choosing faculties. So I tried also to enroll acting, but at the end of the day, I'm not the type of person. So I have chosen which was the best for me.
Mm.
Then
So
I now experiment with a lot of stuff. I had a novel published, some pieces published, some poems. Then I wrote lyrics for some of our singers, and then I wrote critics for theater pieces for magazines, and I wrote scripts for manga. You can see it. I will link it below if you want, and things like that. A lot of stuff. And right now I'm focused on my YouTube channel and creating this short films or videos based on my scripts as well.
And so, can you talk a little bit about your little YouTube project? I have also a YouTube project.
Yeah.
We are currently in it, in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here and now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So,
Yeah.
so can you
Oh.
tell me what is the? I see that it is a video art, as we classify it. I come from the Faculty of Arts in Bar-Ilan University, so I have a Master's of Arts degree. And I want to talk about your little project, the video art, and it's very interesting to me because there are a lot of elements that are kept in the dark. You don't have any proper exposition or introduction to your videos. It just starts. It has
Yeah.
no space, no context. It's just
Yeah.
natural, I think. It is
Yeah.
it is monologues, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that happened just accidentally. I didn't intend to make YouTube channel. All I intended to do was to make a little bit. This first video, if you saw, is in Japanese. So it is like they say, Jigo Shokai. That is like my little resume, because I started some cooperation, and I wanted, it was before Corona, so now everything is on hold, but I wanted to make something that represents my work, so one day I can show to someone, because as we mentioned before, I noticed that people don't have concentration to read and things like that. So I thought that it would be way easier to approach someone with video, because I can say way much within less time, and it is like people would watch video of 10 minutes, but 10 minutes of reading is like pain for them. So it is composed like there are 3 excerpts from 3 of my different works. One is my manga, but in a dramatic form. One is excerpt from my what I would like to be graphic novel, but we'll see. Because I cannot draw. I cannot draw even an apple. So I would have to find someone to cooperate with. But also in stage. And one was from my script. And in between, I talk a little bit about myself. Who am I, as I introduce myself to you, and why I like Japan, why I find my spiritual being there. So I introduced myself like Japanese girl in a Caucasian body.
Yeah,
And
you're not the only one, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
large community of maybe it's called a cultural appropriation, maybe, of Japanese schoolgirls, but it's I don't, I
yeah,
don't know, but
yeah.
but but it's a kind of ironic because it's the same outfit as university students in Japan.
Yeah,
So
they're
yeah,
very, very
so
specific and very,
yeah, it's a thin line like everything in Japan or the
yeah,
rest of the world for
yeah,
that matter.
they're very specific. I'm like discovering new things now for over a decade. Um, Along the lines, their art, philosophy, tradition. That is why it is interesting for me because everyone now, I mean everyone, majority is everything is about globalization, but one very, very successful nation is sticking to their roots. And I think that it should be like that. That doesn't mean that you don't respect other cultures, but you have to know your tradition and to uh, save your heritage because it is beautiful, it is meaningful, it made you who you are today, like even personally, like my family or something like that. So that is what is fascinating for me, the history of everything, even tattoos or anything has some story in tradition. So I admire that very much.
Yeah, the consistency that seems to be lacking in the 21st century in a post modern existence.
Pause.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I hope for postdoctorate maybe, but we'll see about that. Um, so what are you working on now? What are your plans for the future in writing and manga, in screenwriting and playwright? What is your,
Well,
yeah,
right now, it is a thing in Serbia is that well, as as we talked about this free or cheap fun and everything. So to become a famous writer, especially female writer in Serbia, it is very easy. If you write some, it is called checklist, like
yeah,
checklist,
chick flicks, yeah,
you know, some sugary love
yeah,
story and things like that, you're becoming immediately famous.
yeah,
But I don't do that. And I am pretty much that in the water. So as situation in Serbia is right now, not right now, but 4 years now, I cannot see my market here. But I started connecting with different people from different countries, and that is why for last I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years now, I write almost exclusively in English because somehow strangers from different countries can relate better to what I do than my own people, which is a little bit sad, but what can we do? So, for example, last year I had a really great experience. It was almost online because of COVID and everything, but it was international film festival, but organized by Nepal. Uh, but people from like from America to Australia were participating, and they invited me as a guest, and it was wonderful. We had discussions and panels, and I met a lot of phenomenal people, and we kept in touch, and we will do some other hopefully projects in future. Next the festival, it was last December. Next festival is tending to be in Japan,
Oh,
but now we have serious trouble.
oh, Mochiron, Mochiron.
Subarashi. But now, they invited me now to be official crew of the organization and everything. I tried to find some, movie halls and everything, but nobody can say anything for sure because everything is so short term now because we don't know where this will go. And December is a long way to go to be sure that something. So I don't know what we can do, but we will see about that. And also there, for example, completely by chance, when I wrote the script for manga, as I said, I cannot draw, absolutely not. And I was wandering through some freelancing sites, and I met a guy from South Africa, and then together we did it literally through mail. He wrote the script, he liked it so much, and he wanted to do it like no fees, nothing. He just wanted to do it. So I found that very interesting in cultural point of view because you have a female from Europe and you have male from South Africa dealing with Asian art. I think it was interesting.
Yeah.
And we did that pilot episode chapter. I liked it, but then he went over there to Japan for his studies, and he didn't have much time anymore. But there is this one chapter. So I'm just trying to do something and hope for the best. Right
Yeah.
now, my plans are to continue to connect with people, to see what we can do together. Like I am speaking to you now, and maybe we can do something in future. Who knows?
We can write a
brainstorming.
play, maybe. Maybe we can write a play or a screenplay,
Yeah,
even.
yeah. But
I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I'm not a professional writer, but I
Mhm.
write poems mainly. But I have
Okay.
written some screenplays, some plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why not? That is great. I mean, whenever someone asks me how it is learning writing, writing is learning by writing. So
Yes.
yeah, academy can shorten that road for you. I mean, they put some demands on you that you might not think that you could possibly achieve, and then you do. But after 30 plus years of writing, I'm still learning things and I'm still fine tuning my style. And that is one of things that I like about writing as well, because you always have something new. You cannot be bored. You can always improve your skills. Either it is about your characters or your plot or whatever it is.
Well, I think we had a great conversation. It flowed tremendously well, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed every minute of it. And I hope we'll get to work on some project together in the future or have more meaningful conversations about your future projects.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
having me, and it was really a pleasure.
And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you when we see you in the next episode. Bye.